Danny Welbeck is currently in the form of his life, with 6 goals in his last 10 appearances, 3 in his last 3, and at age 34, he is one of England's most prolific goal scorers right now. But he's just been left out of the England squad. Was this the right call from Thomas Tuchel, or has he wrongly just ignored one of England's most in-form forwards? Hello and welcome back to INMR, where today we're going to be looking at whether or not Danny Welbeck should have been called up to the England squad. I'll break down his recent form, what he could have offered Tuchel tactically, and whether the right decision was made to leave him out. Let's start with the facts. Welbeck hasn't played for England since September 2018 in a 1-0 friendly win over Switzerland. 7 years later, he's thriving under Fabian Hürzeler at Brighton, looking sharper and fitter than ever. His goal against Leeds on Saturday, a classic poacher's finish, was his 6th in 10 league games. That makes him the top English goalscorer in the Premier League right now. Throughout his career, he's scored in 17 different league seasons, but his streak of 3 goals in consecutive matches is his longest ever. And this isn't just a purple patch. Last season, he hit double digits for the first time in his career in the Premier League, and this year, he's on track to beat that with 6 goals already. His goals are coming from smart movement, timing, and a calmness that we didn't always associate with him when he was at Manchester United or Arsenal. And the numbers back it up. 6 goals from 7 shots on target. Brighton boss Fabian Hürzeler calls him a leader on and off the pitch, praising not just the goals, but the pressing, recovery runs and defensive work that make him a manager's dream. As Sir Alex Ferguson once said, Welbeck is the best player we have in terms of operating in a double role. And that's exactly why this conversation is happening again, because he's doing the dirty work and delivering goals. Now then, let's look at the England picture. Behind Harry Kane, the backup striker situation isn't exactly convincing. Ollie Watkins hasn't hit form for Villa, Ivan Toney's in Saudi Arabia and off the radar, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Callum Wilson only have 1 goal apiece, and Marcus Rashford and Anthony Gordon are wide players more than strikers. So when you strip it back, the only English striker behind Kane in real form right now is Danny Welbeck. Wayne Rooney even said recently on his podcast that Tuchel had to consider recalling Welbeck. Rooney added, behind Harry Kane, he is the most in-form England striker. And it's hard to disagree. And yes, Welbeck turns 35 by the time the World Cup comes around, but this isn't about finding your long-term striker. England have already qualified, so it's just about finding who might be the suitable backup, rotating things and just testing what works. And reliability might just be where Welbeck trumps the others. He's a safe pair of hands, professional, fit, experienced and still scoring goals against top-level opposition. So how would he have actually fit into a Thomas Tuchel England side? Welbeck's game has evolved. He's not that wide forward or pressing winger anymore. He's more fixed, operating as a true number 9, but his movement remains world class. At Brighton, his role isn't just to score, it's to press, link play and drag defenders into areas they don't want to go. That is exactly the kind of tactical discipline that Tuchel values. Think about it. Tuchel's England built from compact shapes and aggressive pressing. A striker who can close space intelligently, help out defensively and still pop up with goals, that's Welbeck in 2025. Welbeck is technically sound, selfless and has experience in tournament football. He started for England in Euro 2012, World Cup 2014 and was part of the World Cup 2018 squad. That kind of experience is exactly what Tuchel's looking for, not just bringing in players like Kyle Walker and Jordan Henderson who aren't necessarily starting and playing really well, but players like Welbeck who have that experience and are actually in form and can provide those leadership qualities that these younger players really need. And the stats that underline how sharp he still is his minutes per goal ratio this season. It's the best of his career, better than even his teenage years at United. That is incredible longevity. Of course, not everyone is convinced. Some fans say that England should focus on the youth, developing players like Liam Delap rather than recalling a 34-year-old. Others question whether Welbeck could physically handle the demands of an international camp, because his injury record isn't spotless, but credit where credit's due, he has stayed fit for over a year and a half now, playing regularly and leading by example. On the other side of the argument, some fans think he has to be in. They've said he's not there to start matches, but he's a great option to have. Ultimately though, the final decision has been made. Danny Welbeck is not in Thomas Tuchel's England squad for November. But what do you think? Do you think he should have been called up? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That is where I'm going to end today's podcast, but there are plenty of others that you can go and listen to. For more content, be sure to check out my website, that's inmrfootball.co.uk. On there you can find match reports, live blogs, club updates and so much more. And if that's not enough, INMR is also on X and Instagram, so you can follow me on both of those platforms for even more daily football content. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.